Welcome to Acton in Focus. I'm Vivian Birchall, your host, and my special guests are Officer Tyler and Officer Luke from the Acton Police Department, and they're here to give us some Halloween safety tips. Welcome, officers.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
I know you have other titles, but what are your different titles and roles in the police department before we get into Halloween?
So we're both school resource officers. So Detective Tyler Russell, Detective Luke Penny. But the kids know us as Officer Tyler or Officer Luke. And we're specifically assigned to help out with the schools, any issues or functions or anything like that. We work hand in hand with them in the town.
Well, the fact that you work with kids is, I guess, very relevant to our conversation today. It's Halloween season, so and children are going to be very excited about costumes, candy, trick-or-treating. So what are some of the biggest concerns that you have as Acton Police Department when it comes to safety? And what are some of the tips that you can give the children and parents about Halloween?
Kids, we just want to have a safe and fun night. We'll take care of the safety, you have the fun. We're just going to go over a few tips that'll make you safe out there, and everybody gets home at night.
All right.
And let me just start off. Halloween is going to be Sunday, October 31st, from the hours of 6 to 8. So like Officer Luke said, we're going to be out there with you guys having a good time, trick-or-treat with you, passing out candy. So if you do see one of us, feel free to say hi. We might have candy, so I'll make sure I'll stock up, and some of the other officers will as well.
There's been concerns about unsafe candy over the years, in different places. So what are some of the tips you have for parents and for the students or the young children?
Yeah, so obviously, as soon as kids get their candy, I know I was one of them. I wanted to get into my bag and eat it before I even got home.
Me too.
So try to hold off on that. Let your parents inspect it a little bit and make sure that it's safe and there's no foreign objects or anything like that within the bag or the candy itself. So just hold off as much as possible. I know it's going to be tough, but just try to do that as much as possible and wait till you get home for your parents to look at it.
And are there any other safety tips in terms of maybe costumes or even just walking?
Sure. I'll go over costumes and the walking. Kids, you want to just make sure your costumes fit. Make sure that you're not tripping. Walk around the house a little bit. Give it a test run before you walk out in the street so you don't fall. On the street, we want to stay in a group always, and we want to make sure it's a well-lit area. Make sure you carry a flashlight or a glow stick. That'll be good to have.
What are some of the tips regarding proper vision in the night? Because we're dealing with traffic and unlit homes in some cases.
Yeah, just to generalize safety. Halloween, it's going to be dark out. There's going to be a lot of kids on the street. Just be careful of the motoring public. If just be aware it's Halloween. There's a lot of kids on the street.
Yeah, and if you do have to drive, just try to refrain between those hours. I know it's not always possible, but just be aware that there's going to be a lot of kids trick-or-treating. And like you said, that some people might not celebrate trick-or-treating. If there is a house that's unlit or doesn't have decorations, please respect their wishes to remain out of the holiday. Want to carry around flashlights and glow sticks, and vision-wise too, going from house to house. Try to lift up your mask if you're wearing a mask that night. I know Officer Luke said he'll probably be wearing a Hulk mask.
Maybe.
So I'm sure he'll probably won't be driving around with it, but he'll lift it up when he needs to, and he'll put it down to go trick-or-treating with the kids.
That's exciting. I can't wait I hope I can get to take a sneak peek of it. But unrelated to Halloween, I just couldn't help noticing that you have the pink badge. What does that signify?
So this is to represent breast cancer awareness for the month of October. Some officers might be wearing these. They might be wearing the traditional town seal patch as well, or we also have domestic violence patches as well that you might see in October. I know we're trying to expand our patches and trying to celebrate some of these months or bring awareness to the community. So we will try to bring out more patches in the future as well.
Well, it's exciting. Thank you again for taking the time to come here to give us these safety tips. Did I leave out any or?
We got them all.
Woohoo! I think with all these tips, I think we're ready for Halloween at this point. So thank you again for coming to our studio and sharing your tips.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
And to our viewers, thank you for watching Acton in Focus. Happy Halloween. Stay safe.